Today, I want to talk about the importance of cash flow in your business. Cash is king in any business. Whilst you might understand your profitability and your margins, you need to make sure you've got the right cash flow coming through. So it's very important that you have this control. And if you don't have that control, the sort of problems you'll have is being able to pay your bills, of course, on a timely basis. You can't negotiate good prices if you're not paying on time, and where possible, paying even up front. You get a better discount. Also, you've got to look after your wages, of course, to make sure you're covered, but also your own income too. Because if the cash flow is not there, often the first person to go without is the business owner. So that's where you need to make sure you do whatever you can to improve that cash flow. Now, some of the ways you can do that are things like asking for deposits up front or part payment as you're going through any sort of contract you're doing. That makes a big difference because then it allows you to bring that cash flow forward, not wait until the end of the transaction, which is very important. Make sure you finish projects on time too, so you can get the invoice out. And as soon as the project's finished, get the invoice out so you can get the payment through too. The other important thing too is to systemize your billing process. You need to make sure you've got a good system in place so that you're efficiently, one, getting invoices out, but two, chasing the payment as invoice by having statements and reminders to make sure payments go ahead. So when you're going through that, then you need to also make sure that the money is actually in the bank and where possible even invested too. So it's not just sitting there idle, so that the money for you is working to either to expand the business or out of firm business investments to provide other form of income, like investing in shares or money on deposit, so you're getting good interest. That cash flow is so important in your business. Unless you get control of that, then you're going to have real issues with running any business, and in fact, you won't be sustainable. So to try and understand what else can be done to improve the cash flow is really critical. The other thing I like to do too is to try and bring your terms down from, say, 30 days you're probably doing now, down to 7 days. And if you make that upfront when you're dealing with a client, especially a new client, then they'll accept that. It's harder, of course, with older clients that are used to paying 30 days or worse. And the number of businesses I see where often so many of their customers pay 60, 90 days because they're not being followed up and they're not being explain the terms of arrangement to make it happen. So that's where I think it's really important. As I mentioned earlier too, send out multiple invoices for 7, 14, 30 days to make sure you're being paid via a statement process or the actual invoice itself. And give a discount for early payment if it helps. Because if businesses have a whole range of payments to make, then if they're going to decide who they're going to pay first, that's where they get the discount will definitely get priority. So I think that's so important in business that we don't keep a close enough eye on our cash flow apart from what's in the bank. So you need to budget too, because some months will be better than others and different times of the month are harder too with cash flow. So you need to make sure you've got that going through. Otherwise, you've got real problems. The other thing too is we often have too much money tied up in inventory or stock. So we need to assess slow moving stock and either move it on or either cut that out if it's not profitable and it's moving too slow, or keep lower margins on it too, or arrange to have it bought in when you need it, rather than just sitting there when you've got to pay for it up front. There's some of the ideas you can use to try and improve your cash flow, but I've got heaps of others too. With my financial accounting background as an accountant with Bryce Waterhouse and my own accounting firms, I saw this issue a lot with a lot of my clients, and we're always looking at ways to improve that. So I can really help out in that area there too with lots of experience. So if you'd like to learn more about how to improve your cash flow in your business, get in contact with me, send me an email or ring me up, make a time, and we can talk about what specific we could do in your business to really improve your cash flow. Thanks very much.